Happy International Hoops Day for the UConn Huskies, nabbing two big-time recruits in the Euro Leagues. I'm not going to pretend to pronounce these guys' names right now. We're going to talk about them. We already have a nickname for one, and we'll think about another one coming up. You're on the Hoops Gap.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. UConn, baby. Home of the champions. Let's go.
Surprise, Husky fans. Just when you thought UConn's roster was finished, Dan Hurley pulls a classic curveball, but this time it's international. Yes, Dan Hurley, the international man of mystery. The Huskies added two new faces, 7'1", 2-ish Turkish center Rrezon Elezaj and Serbian guard Uroš Paunović. And look, this isn't just about adding bodies. This is about UConn doubling down on its identity that's made it the most dominant program of the last 30 years in college basketball. Depth, toughness, competition. And remember that last word, competition. That's the culture. That's the standard. And if you're not tough enough to handle that, this place isn't for you. And that's okay. A lot of places you can go and make your money and play basketball, but this is a different area. And don't forget, Dan dropped us hints about this in media coverage when I was in the room after the loss at to St. John's in stores, where that team came out on fire and lost a big lead to the eventual Big East champs of last year, the St. John's Red Storm. What did he say? Biggest thing that stuck with me. We need guys who can score more off script. Well, look at this roster right now. How many guys do they have who can create their own shot? 5, 6 out of the 15? He wasn't joking. It's not like you can just key in on Solo or key in on Braylon or key in on Silas. We're going to go through that. But just want you guys to understand, like, that's part of this. It's a response. Do you think last year that taste sits well with Dan? He's went on national podcasts like John Rothstein. John, come on our show anytime. And talked about how he did a poor job coaching. The self-awareness that Dan Hurley and his staff has is second to none. When they do a shitty job, they tell you. He's always honest. Now, some people may argue with that and say, what about all the antics about the stuff last year? We should be number one. We should do all this other stuff. There's always a reason behind it. He thought they should have been preseason number one because they hadn't lost yet. They hadn't had the Maui situation yet, because he was talking about the way college basketball used to be. And in reality, they do that shit with football all the time. I guarantee you, if Ohio State wins another national championship and they go back to back, they're going to be number one in next year's preseason poll. What are they, number 2? Number 3? Something like that? So, yeah, I mean, like, for the most part, if you're a big name and you win a national championship in 2 in a row, you get the benefit of the doubt. And we know that Dan and his staff have a great coaching staff. But let's get back to the reason why we're doing this show. Let's talk about why all this matters. UConn doesn't win with 6 or 7 guys. That's just not the model. Their rotation, when it's really humming, 8, 9, 10 deep. The championship team that Jordan Hawkins starred in, Tristan Newton, Adama Sanogo, a freshman Donovan Clingan, Alex Caravan, Naheem Aleem, that 22-23 team went 10, 11 deep. Joey Calcaterra. Guys came off the bench and swung certain games. The 23-24 team, similar deal, not as loaded. They could have played solo more, but, you know, for the most part, that team was, 7, 8 deep? But they had guys in case. My favorite comedy bit of all time is the way Chris Rock explains insurance. It's there in case shit. And what Dan Hurley provided was a insurance capsule for this UConn 25-26 season. Top 10 recruiting class, check. Top 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 transfer portal class, check. Secure the talent that you wanted to stay, check. and get 2 developmental prospects on the international level, more like one, and one that can absolutely play right off the bat. No, I'm not talking about Jacob and Eric. I'm talking about Uroš Paunović and Rrezon Elezaj, as he's being called, already on Twitter. Big shout out to Big Larry. Think about it last year. Hassan, Liam, Alex, Ahmad Noel all missed time with injuries. The staff missed on Aiden Mahaney in the portal. Jaden Ross didn't develop at the rate that they hoped. They missed on that bet. Even Jalen Stewart didn't develop the way they thought freshman to sophomore year. He played better, but he had moments. He didn't have consistency. Alex wasn't supposed to be the focal point. He was supposed to make a leap, and the expectations ended up being heavier than anyone anticipated. Terrace Reed, at times unstoppable and fantastic. Check the Providence game. At times inconsistent, where he barely played against Marquette. The bottom line is depth is not a luxury at UConn. And according to Dan Hurley, it's essentially what they wanted to do, especially when the rosters got expanded to 15. And the idea that Hurley wouldn't take advantage of this is just insane. This is the adjustment. This is the evolution. If you've got 15 spots, use 15 spots. Because UConn just doesn't play to compete. They're not hoping to win the Big East. They're playing to take it back from St. John's. They're playing for national championships every year. That's the standard. It sucks sometimes because, when you have those high expectations, there's really no other place to go. It's one of the reasons why UConn fans are so spicy online, right? They get aggressive with people because they only know success. So when they have a crappy year, they think about it and they go, man, I thought we were supposed to be here. The standard wasn't met, right? All right, let's talk about the big man, Rrezon Elezaj. I just like calling it that. I know that's probably wrong. I guarantee it. That's guaranteed to be wrong. Could be Rrezon, could be Elezaj, I'm not sure. But Rrezon is the best nickname I heard so far. So he's 7'1", 18, just turned 18, part of the Turkish national program in the pipeline there. At the 2025 FIBA under 18 Eurobasket, he averaged 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks. Let's take a look at some of his video. Let's bring this up right now. As I talk, you can kind of see. Actually, this is Uroš, I believe. Nope, this is Mr. Rrezon Elezaj. This is him playing a little defense, a little block on. Man, like he's a project. I read somewhere that someone said like he's not a D1 prospect. How many D2 prospects are 7'1"? I think he was born in Serbia. Turkish players that have the footwork that this kid has, that plays the type of defense that this kid has, the recovery speed right there. If that's not a D1 prospect, man, I don't know what the hell you're watching. This kid is legit. He is 100% going to contribute because, and I know what people think when they say, how many minutes is he going to play? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about minutes. You're not paid. Trust me, I'm barely paid. The fan is not paid to worry about minutes. Okay? So just get that out of your brain. Hurley calls him an interesting prospect, a true 7-footer, legitimate the lob threat with instincts as a shot blocker. And if you look at some of the video, he's got a really great stroke. Like he's got good hands. He does what I would say is, if I put on my analyst hat, the one thing I think that he's going to have an issue with is he really just needs to. I think that's Uroš. I think I'm showing you the wrong video, but that's okay. Let's go to Uroš. The one thing I will say about our 7-foot guy, Rrezon Elezaj, is that if you go and look at some of the clips, when he gets rebounds, he still kind of like brings it down. Because you could tell that in Europe, everyone plays, everyone dribbles, everyone learns almost every position. So he's got a good jumper. He doesn't have like an ugly shot. It's not like weird or anything like that. He's a European player. They know how to do everything. But with that comes a lack of fundamentals of keeping the ball up high. You bring it down, guys can take it from you. So yeah, he'll learn that. I mean, I think Klingon was great doing that. And I think the Huskies are excited about his potential to grow. Here's Uroš. I mean, you could just tell this kid, look, this is part of what they want. They want a kid also, whether he's playing a ton, like they want to see this in practice. They want this competition in practice. Like that quick little release right there Beautiful jump shot, goes right through. He's also can handle the rock and break down a defender. And this is basketball right now. Like, you can't, not everything can be intricate offense. That's the superpower of UConn and Hurley and his staff, is when things break down, they have guys like this. When things are normal and they're just and everything's running smoothly and freely, guys can get open in his system. That's you got to have both. And last year they relied way too much on the system, and they need guys like Uroš, like Silas, like Solo, like Braylon, like Jacob Furphy. The list could go on and on to break a guy down. Jalen Stewart, Jaden Ross. Like, how many dudes have this ability? Like, this kid is not, he's 22 years old. He's been playing professional basketball. Like, he's legit. He knows how to play. You can, if you watch some of these clips, you can just see the movement. That backdoor cut right there is right out of the UConn handbook. I mean, come on, guys. The way he moves without the ball, the finding the open man, like, it's a carbon copy of what they're looking for. And is it going to work out? Is he going to get 10, 15 minutes a game? I don't know. That's not the point. That's not what we're talking about. It is, this team has told you what they were going to do, and now they've executed it, and we're excited about it. All right, let's get back to the rest of the pod. This is what Dan Hurley said about Uroš, the last little bit on him. He's experienced, a starter in the top division in Serbia. He can shoot, he can pass, he plays with emotion. And that's exactly what this team needs. Because last year, I feel like some guys were forcing it. Not their natural instinct to be a rah-rah guy the way Cam Spencer is. I love this roster construction. Let's tie it all together, right? They're locked in. They got the cap. There's 15 players, 10 newcomers, 5 returners. You got Malachi Smith, solo ball. Jalen Stewart, Terrace Reed Jr., Alex Caravan, Jaden Ross. Actually knocked Malachi off of that. So you have Solo, you have Jalen Stewart, you have Terrace, you have Alex, you have Jaden. Newcomers, Malachi, Silas, Dwayne, Jacob, Alec, Razor Ramon, Eric Ryba, Braylon Mullins, Uroš, Jacob Ross. I miss anybody? Real quick, let's take a look at their roster in case I missed anybody. Nope, I think I got them all. So you got Malachi, the transfer from Dayton, 10-point a game scorer. He's been a little banged up. Hopefully he's healthy and ready to go for the season. Solo's been playing great in the summer. Obviously a returner. You got Silas, Demery Jr. He's expected to run point most of the year. And look at the size of this team right now. Okay, let's run through it. Malachi's the smallest guy on the team, and Alec is right there with him. So you put those two guys aside. Everybody else, Solo 6'4", Silas 6'4", Jalen 6'7", Dwayne Karoma 6'8", Terrace Reed 6'11", Jacob Furphy 6'6", as I said, Alec Melander 6'1", Rrezon Elezaj 7'1" from Istanbul, Turkey, Alex Caravan 6'8", Eric Ryba 7'1", Jacob Ross 6'5", Jaden Ross 6'7", I missed Jacob, and Braylon a solid 6'6". Uroš Paunović, they had listed him at 6'3", he in his stat line at 6'4". So I mean, when Dan said he was going to get bigger, he got bigger. And yeah, man, like I'm super excited about the way this team has been constructed. These moves aren't just like random fillers. They're depth enhancers, because I think what makes it may not be the sexiest take in the world, but what makes a team really good is, how they play against each other. And like, if you have 15 guys, the amount of time you can give players to kind of recuperate because Dan Hurley doesn't run like ticky-tock practices, or just like these little walkthroughs. Like these practices are heavy duty, and and it's not a shot at players that have transferred out or that turn us down from or maybe UConn doesn't go the full mile. Like I think no one truly knows the stories other than the players and the coaches of why they don't come or why they do come. But what I can tell you is that UConn has an expectation for players when they come to campus, and if you came to the wrong place, you'll end up kind of getting lost in the shuffle, because Hurley doesn't promise minutes. He doesn't promise, shots a game. What are the promises? Competition and an ability to earn anything that you have. And if you can't handle that, there's plenty of ACC schools and SEC schools who will give you a bag, let you jack up shots, and encourage you to post TikToks. But this just isn't it, guys. This is about toughness. We're UConn. Grit. Winning. Period. These moves, these two international moves, while it may surprise you, it doesn't surprise me. They're depth enhancers. Do you remember Tom Moore had a press conference about him being a general manager and talking about the rest of the recruiting issues? UConn is adapting to this modern game. There's been a huge influx of European players. Illinois comes to mind. Has a couple players. I mean, hell, UConn would. I know Eric was playing in DC, but he's German. Jacob is from Tasmania. I mean, there's only so many times we can talk about Luke Murray watching Turkish basketball leagues and not eventually get a Turkish basketball player, right? So this is in their DNA, and we're excited to cover it. So really cool to kind of actually bring you some actual news about this team and what to expect from these players. What I would say is I don't want you guys to put like crazy expectations on these two kids right now. But what I would tell you is Uroš absolutely can play and play well right now. With our guy Rrezon, 7'1", 7'2", those guys usually take a little time to kind of get used to the American game, get used to the type of physicality that would be involved in the Big East. That kid is an absolute stud. He has NBA prospect written all over him, and at 18 years old, he easily could stay a couple years at UConn and be a top pick in the 27 or 28 draft. And that's just at quick glance, just based off of his profile. Needs to kind of get just like anybody else when they play into a different league, need to improve their lateral quickness, need to improve some of the fundamentals so that he doesn't get, absolutely destroyed when he does get some playing time. But he's going to find out real quick. And so are the other players, because they're probably looking at him like, man, this kid ain't going to have anything on me. If I'm Terrace, I'm salivating. I'm going to be a great teammate, but I'm going to try to get after my guy right away. Same thing with Dwayne, same thing with Eric. But look, that's what makes this team special, and that's what makes this program special and this organization. So enjoy the rest of your day. I hope we absolutely got you fired up about UConn competing again for another national championship, because that's what UConn's going to do. 15 guys, all tough, all competitive. I don't know if we had that last year, but I damn well sure that Dan Hurley figured out that this year is going to be a lot different. So either way, the message is clear. UConn reloads and the standard stays the same. This has been another episode of the HoopsCat Pod. Go check out bigenergymediapods.com. Check out Big East Energy Network on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts for all of our programs. The HoopsCat, Roll Jays, Georgetown's Bleeding Blue and Gray. We have so many great shows. And Roosevelt Jones, former Butler star, is our host of the Doghouse. So we are excited about the season. We're excited about adding more hosts and shows. And just go check out Big East Energy Network, guys, and keep supporting us. We're going to be out for the day. Peace.
Let's get it, let's get it. Let's get it, let's get it. Yeah. UConn, baby.